Within the string class, there are a couple of useful methods that it's worth knowing about. So here, if I type string dot, and we have a couple of methods in here. And for example, here, value of. So if you want to convert an integer to a string, this is the way to do it. So here, if I pass 1 and then extract this to a variable, you can see that this is the number as a string. So this is from an integer back to a string. So here, if I say south number, I can say dot, and we have all these methods which are available to every single string object. So let me just run this, and you see that we have 1, but it's actually a string and not a primitive. Other methods worth knowing about in here. So if I just say string dot, and you can see we have a couple of them. So we have join, so you can join strings together. You can format strings, and that is about it. So for example, format, let me just show you. So here I'm going to say number, and then I can say percent, and then s, and comma, I need to pass the arguments, and here I'm going to say number. So basically this allows me to have %s as placeholders to a string template. So here, let me just say string, and then format equals to, and I'm going to format this, and I'm going to print this. So format, there we go, run this, and you can see that we have now number and then 1. So sometimes you might have a long string, and instead of you concatenating, so instead of you saying, for example, so south and then number space plus and then number, you can use the format. It's very handy. Then you saw that. So here, let me just show you. So string dot join. So join, if I press Command P, allows you to pass a delimiter, and then you can pass a sequence of elements or an iterable, i.e. something that you can loop through. So for example, if I have a list of names, so let me just say string, and in fact, let me just put this right here. So let's just say that we have a string array of names. So here I'm going to say names equals to, and let's just say Jamila, and then Alex, and then Aisha, for example. So in here now, if I want to join all of these strings into one single string by a delimiter, I can do it. So string.join allows me to do this. So here I'm going to pass the delimiter. So here I'm going to say comma, for example, and then pass the second argument, which is the iterable, i.e. our list or array in our case. We're going to cover about lists later, but we can pass an array. And this gives us back a string. So string, and then I'm going to call join equals, and if I print this out, have a look what's going to happen. So right click, run, and we have Jamila, comma, Alex, comma. So the same if I change the delimiter. Again, don't add delimiter colon. So this is IntelliJ. If I, for example, have a delimiter that looks like this, so space, the pipe symbol, and then space. Run this, and you can see that now we are basically joining all these names into a string that looks like this. So there you go. This is pretty much everything that I want to teach you about strings. Now you should be comfortable working with strings and understanding how it works internally. And finally, just in case you still don't understand what are these methods, so here string dot format. So here we didn't have to create a new instance of string to use this method. So if I click on this method, so command and then navigate to it, and you can see the keyboard shortcut, have a look, public static string. So this is a static method. The same with join, public static, and the same with value of. So these are static methods. So this is pretty much it. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to set some exercises for you to test your knowledge. And if you're still not sure about what we covered in this section, drop me a message. That's all for now. Catch me on the next one.